You're listening to My Comic Life on the My Comic Life Podcast Network. Welcome back to My Comic Life, folks. That's right, My Comic Life, your one-stop podcast for all things geek, nerd, Marvel, DC, video games, pop culture. If you're into that, stop! You have found the podcast for you. Joining me each week in the My Comic Life studio, well, folks, Amanda Waller stole the idea of the Suicide Squad from him. This man does not get nearly enough credit. The illustrious, the amazing, the oh so suave Alex. Say hello to the folks there, Alex.
Folks at home, how you doing? I just want to let you know it's not completely my idea of the Suicide Squad. I mean, I all I did was drive the Uber, and we were listening to a lot of The Cure that day. So, I mean, you get a little emo those days, and maybe the idea came to her. But regardless, we missed you guys a whole lot. We had to take a little bit of a hiatus last week, kind of get things caught up in our personal lives. There, Sam, you had yourself a wonderful couple of weeks off, did you not?
Yeah, I've been to some comic book conventions. I got to go to a friend's wedding. It has been nice to kind of gradually getting back out there while still being as safe as possible. It's been nice. What's going on in your world though, Alex?
Shit, just work, man, working, and like that's basically it. Just trying to make it just like everybody else, dude. I mean, we got big plans to hit Disney next year, so
Oh,
it's
nice.
like it's all the overtime money is just dedicated to the Disney fund. So I'm hopefully gonna bring you fans here at My Comic Life some really cool footage that we might be able to upload to the web page. Because I know you guys are following our web page. What is that again, Sam?
Oh man, you can find us at the My Comic Life Facebook page, or we have a My Comic Life YouTube channel, and you can find us there. Or you can email us at realmycomiclife@gmail.com. Again, that email address is realmycomiclife@gmail.com.
So, the Disney plans are gonna supposed to be for 2022. But speaking of 2022, it seems that Disney and Marvel are gonna have some very, very tough competition that year because DC is coming out throwing some haymakers. And I think Sam, you have the information on all that, don't you?
Yeah, now usually we are big Marvel proponents on this show, but we always promise you fans we are going to give DC a fair shake just as soon as they give us something to shake at. Well, DC did not disappoint this week. This week, the popular global experience known as DC Fandome took the internet by storm. DC Fandome is a virtual event platform created by DC Comics. The convention was created and announced in June 2020 as Warner Brothers and DC Comics' response to San Diego Comic Con's cancellation due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The convention features information about DC based content, including the DC Extended Universe film franchise, the Arrowverse television franchise, comic books, and video games. Now, there was a lot of new information that was brought to light, and us here at My Comic Life are here to bring you the latest from DC Comics. So, first up here, we've got The Batman, the new trailer for Matt Reeves' The Batman, which is coming out March 4th, 2022, debuted and showcased star Robert Pattinson's gritty take on the Caped Crusader. Let's be honest here, we already knew we were all going to go see this. It's Batman. But Alex, did this new trailer spark any new interest about this grittier and darker take on Batman?
Uh, I mean, I know we always joke here about, Batman just beating up the mentally ill. He's just a billionaire that just fights the mentally ill. And that, I mean, it's a joke when we say it, but it does seem like it is taken a lot more seriously in this movie because a lot of you see him in these scenes, he's tuning up these bad guys, and the people that are witnessing that often have these horrific looks on their faces, whether it be the Catwoman or Alfred or Commissioner Gordon in this preview. They're always looking on in horror at how Batman is just kind of letting loose on these guys, and I am here for it. You know, if rumors serve correctly, this is supposed to be like a really early look into, you know, Batman's career basically as a superhero, and I like the idea of him taking it too far early on in his career and not knowing when to dial it back and to just be all, you know, to see himself as vengeance and, you know, as this kind of justice. And I'm here for the idea, and I hope this is carried on. You know, the tone of this preview is carried on in the movie, and I honestly can't wait for it. Like it made me super duper hyped to see it, and like you said, we were gonna see it anyway, but this definitely made it a must watch for me. Sam, I mean, what did you think going into this trailer?
Oh yeah, no, I think you brought up an amazing point there. You know, this may be a Batman that isn't so much about justice and more about vengeance, and that really does play through in the trailer. And I hadn't even like really thought about it, but yeah, like when you look at Catwoman, Alfred, Commissioner Gordon, heck, even some of the people he's wailing on, they are shocked, they are terrified, like their jaws are on the ground. They cannot believe this visceral man that they are seeing in front of them, and that just kind of got me more and more hyped for this movie. I like the new tagline, you know, that like it's not a signal, it's a warning, and or something along those lines. I could be butchering it a little bit there. But yeah, you know, like it used to be like, oh, hey, look, there's the bat symbol. It inspires hope, you know, and makes us all feel, you know, safe and everything. And now they're like, no, 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 no. This is supposed to inspire fear, like somebody's coming to kick 7 shades of shit out of you. Get, you know, get ready, you know. So no, there were definitely some like goosebump moments in this trailer. It was yeah. I mean, there was already a level of hype, and now like I'm just getting like more hyped for it. But speaking of the trailer, Alex, were there any scenes that really stood out to you in this?
I I guess, you know, it could I could touch on the pretty obvious ones here. Seeing any scenes that had the new Batmobile in them were kind of, because I'm not really one. I know whenever they have a new Batman movie coming out, everybody always gets hyped up because they want to see what the new Batmobile is going to look like, and I never really cared. But with this one, it actually does look kind of cool to me, and and like I said, since it does seem like it is that earlier take on Batman that I would like to see kind of this first generation Batmobile and how, and hopefully we'll get to see like how he kind of upgrades it and tunes it up and everything like that. And because I mean he is, I mean in the trailer itself, he is just full steam at these people, whether he's in the Batmobile or whether he's just fighting them. Like it seems like he's just really let loose and he's kind of reckless, and that's a take on Batman that I haven't really gotten to see so far on the big screen. So that to me is probably the Batmobile is where I'm really what really stood out to me. But how about you, Sam?
Oh, I agree with you. Definitely the fight scenes. I'm gonna steal a quote from John Cena here. Uh, we're seeing ruthless aggression on screen here, and oh man, it is visceral and it is exciting and it looks just badass. So yeah, the scenes that stood out to me were some of his chats with Catwoman. You know, uh, the nightclub fight scene, and of course, yes, the Batmobile, which looks kind of like a souped-up Dodge Charger to me a little bit. Um,
Yeah,
but him chasing the Penguin and fighting through the Penguin's nightclub, yeah, I mean, like those are definitely some highlights. But I even think this trailer hides like the Riddler. Like you don't get to see much of the Riddler in it, and so I'm wondering, you know, like you know, because he was supposed to be touted and teased as the main villain. But I mean, there's just so much awesome stuff going on here. I'm wondering, you know, like is there even more here that we're not seeing with the Riddler? I mean, you see him get arrested at the beginning, and you see like a little question mark in his coffee cup, and that's about it. The rest of it's just, you know, Batman really being ruthless and cutting loose. Uh,
yeah,
Alex,
you make a really good point with that. With the uh, this trailer kind of giving some or lending some time to a lot of the co-stars that are going to be in this movie, and whether it be Andy Serkis, who looks like he's going to do a phenomenal job as Alfred Pennyworth. Hopefully, we get to see why he's got them scars on his face, and even Colin Farrell does not look like Colin Farrell at all. Like that man, and his Oswald Cobblepot looks totally cool, and I can't wait to see that. And Zoe Kravitz looks like she does an amazing job as Selena Kyle. You get to see her in like 4 or 5 different disguises, and and then of course super talented Paul Dano or Dano. I can't. As the Riddler, like you said, he's only kind of just barely. We're just barely cracking the door open on that one, and just enough to really kind of reel me in. So it seems everybody is giving their all for this movie, and that's what I like to see out of a Batman movie.
Oh yeah, I'm stoked to see Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. She looks so badass as Catwoman. But I'm also really excited to see Andy Serkis as Alfred. I think he's an interesting choice for Alfred, and I think he's actually a really great fit for that role. Like I wouldn't have originally thought of him as like an Alfred type, but I think he's really gonna do that role justice. Alex, put on your tinfoil hat.
He's gonna do that role
Justice. Put on your tinfoil hat here for a moment. Any wild predictions or theories that you'd like to throw out there about the Batman?
I would like to see maybe if they do it even like they did the very first Christopher Nolan Batman, where at the very end it's just like, oh, check this out, he left his calling card, and it is, of course, the Joker. I would like to see any kind of like little Easter egg or anything that has to do with the Joker or any of the other members of Batman's rogues gallery. He has so many of them, so with them, um, yeah, anything in the Batverse, whether it be the Joker or Two Face, it could even just be Harvey Dent, or Arkham Asylum itself, Victor Freeze. There's just so much that you can choose from, and I hope that they just kind of filled this movie to the brim with all kinds of little Easter egg and little elbow nudge moments that I can annoy my girlfriend with while we're sitting there watching that movie. But what about you, Sam? You got anything? Any theories? Any wild predictions?
Man, you and I must have some strange ESP tonight. Like our tinfoil hats are tuned to the right brainwave frequencies, because I am right there with you, partner. I want to see as many, like winks and nods, and I don't care if like I'm one of 6 people in the audience that gets them. You know, throw all that, winks and nods to like the extended Batverse in the background, or like throwaway lines. I love that stuff in comic book movies. I like smiling in movie theaters, being like, "Am I the only one that got that? Did I? Did I? Okay, cool." you know. But like you, yeah, no, like I want to see like the ending where like he's on the roof, yeah, with like Commissioner Gordon, and he's like, "Hey, we got this hot-headed DA who like wants to meet you," or better yet, "Hey, um, somebody keeps leaving, like coins at all their crime scenes, and he's got a bit of the flair like you do." But yeah, I mean, introduce Arkham Asylum, set up some, concrete pillars in his universe to start building from. And yeah, I'll tell you, there have been some people who have been calling for Kristen Stewart to play the Joker in this universe.
Oh my god.
That would be a true tinfoil hat moment there for me, as if she popped up. I am not opposed to having a female Joker. I think that would be a fun and interesting take on it. I'm just not sure if Kristen Stewart is crazy enough for me, to play.
I thought we were getting a female Joker in the Flash movie.
Really?
That's the rumor, right?
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's supposed to be the Batman is supposed to be Thomas Wayne, and then the Joker would be Martha Wayne.
Oh, okay.
In the weird universe that he runs to, Bruce Wayne is the one that dies. But anyway, I don't. We could talk about that another time, and we will go over that next week when we do part 2 of DC Fandome. But um, you know, Batman movie, thumbs up from me, thumbs up from Sam. Please let us know down in the comments how you guys felt about the trailer. And I think, as you said, this is supposed to be dropping March 4th of 2022.
And we will be there to see it and talk about it right here on My Comic Life. But keeping things rolling, another highlight at DC Fandome was Black Adam. DC Fandome continued to wow viewers as it gave us a barely early look at Dwayne Johnson as the popular anti hero Black Adam. After seemingly being trapped in development hell for years, we are finally being treated to not only a first look at Black Adam, but also several members of the Justice Society of America. Dwayne Johnson himself made an appearance at DC Fandome to introduce a scene from the movie. This was certainly a huge surprise, and the teaser trailer has been well received by fans. Alex, do you think someone as popular and lovable as Dwayne Johnson can make the audience believe that he's a bad guy?
It's gonna definitely be a like they're gonna have to very carefully do that. And I did like in the trailer, like you did not hear him talk, and was just kind of very imposing and very intimidating. So I think that the less that they have him talk, the better. Because once he starts talking, I'm just gonna be like, oh, that's that's Maui from Moana, or something like that. Because it is The Rock, and he is that larger than life like he's larger than any role that he could possibly be in at this point. And but when you saw his little intro to the trailer during the DC Fandom event, he did state that he was kind of born to play Black Adam, and I agree with that, because he definitely looks the part. And in the trailer, he is, he's scary as hell. And the trailer is actually very amazing, and it definitely got me super duper hyped for it. And it's dark. It's dark, man. What did you think of it, Sam? Do you think that you'll be able to suspend your disbelief long enough to kind of not see, the Jumanji, Fast and the Furious, Hobbs and Shaw of The Rock, or is it just going to kind of take you out of the moment?
I think I can suspend my disbelief because I've seen him play a bad guy once before in the kind of, not so well received Doom video game movie. So, I mean, like, I've seen him.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I've seen him go bad before. No, I mean, he does play a slew of likable characters, and, hats off to him to be playing like an anti hero and going against type. Um, no, I think the one little quick teaser trailer scene we got was perfect. He didn't talk, like you said, he was just a very, very imposing presence that just stood there and was just being as menacing and as evil as possible. In fact, he even killed a guy at one point. So no, I mean, like, I can, you know what, if he's a good enough actor.
Bro, he didn't just kill
Oh
that
yeah,
guy,
no,
man. He like
he straight up
he
electrocuted
turned
that
him
guy.
he turned him into Luke Skywalker's aunt and uncle, dude. That was he was dust.
Yeah, no, no. Did you just say he gave him the Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru treatment?
He
My
definitely
gosh.
did.
No, I mean, like, if he is, every bit the actor I believe he is, then he will totally sell me on him being a bad guy in this, or at least an anti-hero in this. But hey, who in the Justice Society are you looking forward to seeing on the big screen, Alex?
Even though you and I have talked about this before in previous episodes, if you guys have time, check them out for sure. Uh, Even though it's not Oded Fur, I feel like Pierce Brosnan is going to do a very fantastic job as Doctor Fate. And even though I didn't really care for um, the helmet kind of the way that they made the helmet, it seems like it's all covered. Do you know what I'm saying? Did you see it? Because it didn't look like there were any eye holes cut out of it or
No,
anything like that. It was just
it looked a little cool, but it looked too big, almost like it looked too huge. You know what I mean? Like it looked like in.
yeah. And I hope that they can. This is a very early look at the edit, so I hope that they can rein that in. And I know oftentimes, the early looks are nothing like the final product. And I trust this team, to absolutely give us one hell of a show. But yeah, it's just that'd probably be what I look forward to seeing the most is probably Doctor Fate, and then it would be Hawkeye because I really like Aldous Hodge. Like he's a really good actor, and it's been a long time. It's long overdue for Hawkeye to make his appearance in the DCU. That's my take. But how about you, Sam? I think you might feel the same about the whole not my hashtag not my Doctor Fate. We want Oded for her, but please, please share your thoughts.
Oh man, much love to fan of the show, Oded Fur. We so wanted to see you be Doctor Fate, but yeah, no, Pierce Brosnan looks to be doing Doctor Fate justice. Aside from that 3XL helmet, he looks like he was carrying around. Um,
They only had one size fits
yeah,
all.
one size fits all. No, once again, just we are on the exact same page here, Alex. Pierce Brosnan looked great, but I mean, like, I got goosebumps hearing Aldous Hodge talk about being in the movie and playing Hawkman, and agreed. Like we've seen Hawkman before in like iterations of like the Arrowverse and Smallville TV shows. But no, we have not seen him on the DCU big screen, and he is a really great character, and I'm looking forward to seeing him on the big screen. And I just think, well, like I'm just a huge fan of Aldous Hodge, and I think he's going to be badass playing Hawkman. But yeah, the other person I'm really looking forward to seeing, of course, would be Pierce Brosnan as Doctor Fate. What was your favorite part of this? I mean, I know it was a snippet of a trailer, but what was your favorite part, Alex?
Um, I kind of like, I'm gonna go the other way and say I liked a lot of the storyboard art that they had because it made me excited to see. Hopefully, there's at least a portion of this movie where we get to see the origin of Black Adam because it is really, really cool to see how an anti-hero becomes an anti-hero. Like to see how a hero becomes a hero is kind of like cookie cutter almost when you boil it down to its basic part. Something tragic happens to them, and they don't want that tragedy to happen to anybody else. And then same thing for a villain. Something tragic happens to them, and they want something tragic to happen to everybody else. So um, to see an anti-hero origin story is something that I am I'm really jacked and I'm really hyped to see something like that being brought to the big screen. Um, a la the kind of like I guess it's a bad analogy, but like when how they did like a Logan or even a Deadpool or something like that. I'd love to see just what makes Black Adam tick. And like I said, I hope that they can do that. And based on the screenshots from the storyboard art, I think we're going to be given like one hell. Like they're building the whole universe, and I can't wait to see it. What about you, Sam? Your favorite part of the trailer?
I mean, definitely just the part where like the guy tries to shoot him with the gun, and as you said, he totally gives him like the Uncle Owen Aunt Beru treatment and just electrifies the shit out of him. I'm gonna go off on a tinfoil hat tangent here. I'm gonna say that like that kind of scene we got of him being freed, maybe the end of the movie and not the beginning. I really thought that like this took place in like an earlier, kind of like a silver age of comics because that's when like the Justice Society of America was more prevalent and everyone
Right.
in that scene looks like modern day, not that I'm a weapons aficionado or anything, but looks like modern day
Yeah, they
gun.
got M4s,
Yeah, yeah,
man.
and like modern day clothes. So like I'm wondering if like toward the end of this film we don't see the Justice Society, trap him in like that rock or like that magical trap there, and at the end somebody finds it and reads the words and frees them, So that was that's my theory. But definitely favorite part of the trailer was yeah him just flat out electrocuting that guy and like turning him into nothing but bones and dust. Like that really sold it for me there.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree with you. I didn't want to just like take I wanted to leave something for you to talk to the fans about with the whole because obviously, everybody's favorite part of this trailer is going to be when he grabs that guy and turns him into dust, and when he catches the bullet, midair, and then he just kind of raises the exact same way that Superman does. Like he just kind of just like floats and then just flies away, which is really cool. And they're just loading him with bullets, and he's just eating it all. So that would be kind of cool to see it be the final scene of the movie. Because I mean, where do you go from there? That's kind of like your epic climax moment. And honestly, I I'm gonna be I'm gonna be Sam here, and it's like I would have rather have not seen that part because
Oh,
I feel like if I were sitting there my ass in the seat at the movies and I watched that part, it would have just been one of those, oh, now that was badass moments. Like, so I do kind of get where Sam comes from, where when he talks about his hatred for trailers. So but I mean, that's it was just a small glimpse that they gave us, and I think it was enough definitely to get a whole lot of people on board. And I'm definitely going to be there. Listeners, please, let us know if you managed to catch the Black Adam trailer. It definitely, I think Sam posted it to our Facebook page, so you guys should definitely check it out. Let us know what you guys think.
yeah.
You can always reach out to us, and let us know.
And Black Adam hits theaters on July 29th, 2022. And of course, we will be covering any future trailers, or of course, we will also be reviewing the film right here on My Comic Life. All right, rolling on to our third part of the DC fandom, we got to look at an upcoming, really awesome, really fun DC video game coming out called Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. Rocksteady Studios, the team behind the highly successful Batman Arkham series, treated fans to a new trailer at DC Fandome this year. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was announced during last year's Fandome event, but this year fans were able to see the official story trailer dubbed as a genre-bending action-adventure shooter set in an open world based on Metropolis. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is a continuation of the Batman Arkham series and will be the first game in the series not to feature Batman as the title character or the player protagonist. Alex, what were your first thoughts watching this trailer?
I My first thoughts watching this trailer were like, oh man, they really did capture the James Gunn vibe from his. I mean, we never got the chance to go over it here, but I'm just gonna take a second to say, like, you guys should watch the James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, because it is very fantastic. It's up there, especially as far as DC films go. It's funny. It's got plenty of violence, plenty of action. It moves pretty quickly, so it's definitely worth at least one watch. And I've seen it multiple times. But I will say that the video game story trailer that we got to see definitely captured that vibe from the movie, and it was kind of a continuation on that. I like that they brought back Deadshot. Harley Quinn was funny. King Shark was really funny in it, and even Amanda Waller, kind of her, she's got that kind of deadpan humor and everything, and it definitely made me interested to know more about this game. But what were your? I'm interested to know your first thoughts on the trailer, Sam.
So like I initially missed this trailer and then like I kept seeing blurbs about it online and I finally watched the trailer tonight during show prep and I got to admit I was blown away. Like I was laughing, I was excited. I was like, "Oh man, I cannot wait to sit down and play this game." I mean like I was sold. I see what you mean by taking some cues from James Gunn's Suicide Squad. It's kind of got like that kind of offbeat and like sarcastic and yet witty sense of humor and camaraderie amongst the characters. We kind of have a Starro level villain here in Brainiac, kind of mind controlling the Justice League. And like the Suicide Squad always goes into like impossible situations, but this is like an impossible situation cranked to 11. And again, that was kind of the way
Oh yeah.
that was kind of the way it was with James Gunn's Suicide Squad. So I definitely see them taking, some cues from that. But I mean, like this game looks very interesting. But yeah, this game revolves around the titular team's attempt to defeat Brainiac when he invades Earth and brainwashes the Justice League. The game features four playable characters: Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark. Now, while it can be played solo, the game also features a four-player cooperative multiplayer mode. When played solo, players can switch between characters at will, while other characters are controlled by AI. Alex, does this game has this game hyped enough for you to pre-order it? Is this a day one purchase, or will you wait to catch this on sale?
I mean, I know I hyped it up a whole lot, and the story trailer does look really good. But for me personally, like, first, I don't believe in pre-orders. Like, I hate the whole concept behind it. It kind of pisses me off. It's just something for the video game developer to kind of hang their hat on to their investors. But will this be a day one purchase for me? I don't think so. Unless they have like a couch co-op mode, then I might pick it up because I'll be able to play it with my kids or something. But um, a day one purchase, I don't think so. I'm definitely gonna check out some Let's Plays on YouTube. I will definitely do that because um, it does seem interesting. And if I do like it, then I might catch it on. There's no telling if it's gonna be on Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Plus or any of the dozens of subscription services that we have at our disposal. So, um, did I like it? Absolutely. Did I like it enough to pre-order it? Absolutely not. So, take it take it how you want to, and you can fight me over it if you want. But it's definitely going to be I'm going to watch a couple of Let's Plays on YouTube before I decide if I want to buy this game or not. Sam, I mean, do you, are you going to be catching this one on day one, or are you going to kind of give it a little bit?
Pre-order, no. Day one sold. Yes, I will be buying this.
Oh,
Yeah, no. This trailer sold me. Like, especially if it's part of the Batman Arkham universe. Man, I already love that Arkham universe. Rocksteady rocked the shit out of that Batman Arkham universe, and like, if we're talking the same team behind that with kind of like the same game mechanics, I am in all the way. I will support you, Rocksteady. You got my vote. You got my dollars. um,
so I have a follow up
all right.
question. Let's say that the pre-order comes with the like you get skins and it's the Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and King Shark from the DCU. Do you pre-order?
No, I mean, like, I used to get into that pre-order hype, like I wanted like the special skins and everything. But now, like I know this may sound stupid, but I'm more of a purist. Like I want to play the game with like the skins that the characters were like supposed to have originally. Now, if I go back on like a second playthrough and like you're having a sale on like skins or like like weapon mods, I might spend like $5 or $10. But no, like I'm not going to shell out extra for that. I want to play this game how the original game designers wanted it to be played, character skins and all.
Excellent. So, and a side question on this, who? So since you're gonna be playing this day one, man, who's your main? Who you think is
Uh,
gonna take your
that's
heart,
going to
man?
be a tie between King Shark and Captain Boomerang. I'm just interested to see like how their powers play out on screen. And no disrespect to Harley Quinn. I mean, like she comes in third there. In fact, she could almost bump Captain Boomerang off for number two. And once again, no disrespect to Deadshot, but I feel like I've played sharpshooter assassins in like a lot of different games. So I already feel like I know like how his character is gonna play out, but I mean like Boomerang and King Shark, like I can't quite conceive how you're gonna do their powers. I know King Shark will probably be like brawler tank style, but Boomerang definitely I'll be interested to like see how like that goes. So yeah, those King Shark and Boomerang are probably gonna be my two. Alex, if you were to buy the game, who would be your main?
Man, I'm boring as shit, so I'm probably gonna pick um, Deadshot just because I like that's what I'm used to. That's normally what I'll pick. I always pick like a regular ass kind of the soldier, and even in Borderlands I'll pick Roland. I'm not gonna stray too far from kind of my comfort zone, and he seems like he's just gonna be right up there for me. But I would, if this game does warrant multiple playthroughs, I would definitely go with Captain Boomerang second, just because I feel like he'd be a lot of his lines are gonna be really hilarious. So and it might be it might force you to look at achieving objectives in a different, kind of thinking outside of the box because you are equipped with a bunch of boomerangs. So it would be Deadshot one, Captain Boomerang two for me, and that's probably about it because I'm not gonna play no damn shark and no Harley
What?
Quinn. Like I've had enough of Harley Quinn
Oh
over
my
the years, dude.
gosh.
I'm
I'm looking
sorry.
forward to playing as Harley Quinn. But all right, the Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is set to be released for Windows, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X in 2022, and we will keep you updated about everything involving that game right here at My Comic Life. All right, folks. You know it wouldn't be a My Comic Life episode without just a little bit of Marvel, a sprinkling, a
We just a
a
dash
dash,
there at the end,
a spriggin, if you will, of Marvel there for you laddies. All right, it's time for us to review Marvel What If. So again, the iconic, the oh so cool, the oh so best My Comic Life spoiler alert. I'm tripping over my words here. I'll give you that 4 second countdown, folks. If you haven't seen the sixth episode yet, pause it here. Use your log on to watch this show. Don't go steal one right away. Use your log on, borrow a friend's log on, borrow a family member's log on, watch the episode, and then come back and start the podcast right here. We're going in 4, 3, 2, 1. You're about to be spoiled. The sixth, the sixth episode of Marvel's What If first aired on September 15th and is titled What If Killmonger Rescued Tony Stark? In Afghanistan, Tony Stark is ambushed by the Ten Rings but is saved by Eric Killmonger Stevens. They return to Stark Industries where Killmonger exposes Obadiah Stane's involvement in the ambush before helping Stark build a humanoid combat drone using vibranium. Needing more vibranium to create a drone army, they arrange for James Rhodes to purchase it from Ulysses Claw. At Killmonger's behest, Claw leaks word of the transaction to Wakanda to lure T'Challa. Killmonger kills both T'Challa and Rhodes, staging it as if they killed each other. Stark confronts Killmonger, but Killmonger kills him and makes it look like a Wakandan attack. Killmonger then kills Claw and reunites with his relatives in Wakanda. Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross sends the drone army to attack Wakanda, but Killmonger helps the Wakandans defeat them, becoming the new Black Panther. As the United States prepares for another attack, T'Challa's sister Shuri visits Pepper Potts, who was suspicious of Killmonger, and proposes an alliance to expose the truth. All right, we're 6 episodes in. Alex, what did you think of this one?
I thought it was okay. I mean, this was kind of the I'm not going to say it was a bad episode, but it was definitely the most mediocre episode, which is kind of a shame because of the amount of star power that they did have in this episode. Um, I will say it's probably my least favorite that I've seen or that we've covered so far, and that's an easy decision for me. But I did, there were some bright spots in it. Excuse me, and I thought, Killmonger, the voice actor, it was Michael B. Jordan, right?
Yes, yes.
I think he did a good job. Ulysses Claw absolutely like ate up every single like scene he was in. I felt like him dying in Black Panther was kind of, they wasted. Um, I mean, we already talked about him before, but Andy Serkis is a phenomenal actor, and I love that they brought him back and they gave him an opportunity to kind of cut loose when it came to Claw. It was I enjoyed that very much, and I hope that they do that more in the future. And of course, we get any chance that we get to see T'Challa back on the screen is amazing. So, but that being said, like this one kind of it kind of just fell flat for me. So that was my initial assessment after watching this episode. But what about you, Sam? How did you feel going in?
Yeah, I was again just very meh about this episode. Like, I just kept thinking, okay, that's really cool how like Killmonger, is kind of setting up like a global chessboard here, and he's playing every side against each other, to like get what he wants. So I'm like, okay, well, like that's cool. But all I kept feeling like was like, okay, I'm watching Killmonger play chess with people. Like that was about the only feeling I got
Mm-hmm.
of it. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, it was great to see Chadwick Boseman again. Voicing T'Challa. Just I felt like I could have used more of that. Also, agree with you. Great to see Ulysses Claw back. Yeah, killing him off was a huge mistake. He was a fantastic villain. And Andy Serkis, I mean, totally brought that guy to life, and he was so great playing him. And so, yeah, any
Yeah.
chance to see more of the Claw, I'm definitely down for it. But yeah, this was just a very middle of the road. Like didn't really feel like any emotional tugs at this from this episode. I just felt very very neutral. I felt like the watcher standing back watching. Just very like okay, this is happening. That being said, did you have any favorite scenes though, Alex?
I think, like I said, for me, any scene with Claw in it, because um, he was of course fantastic in Black Panther, and we already covered that it was kind of tragic that that they did kill him off in it. But seeing him in this, every scene that he was in, he just absolutely commanded it. So I would say any those are my favorite scenes are the ones that have to do with Claw. That's easy decision for me. What about you, Sam?
Just kind of seeing an alternate take on Tony being rescued in Afghanistan and taking Obadiah out of the picture so quickly. That was just kind of interesting and fun and unique to see. And then yeah, like anything with Claw in it. I mean, Claw just stole every scene he ate it up in like the best way possible. And at the end, I liked the idea of the Shuri Pepper Potts alliance. That was cool, and it was cool to see Happy Hogan, cold clock Obadiah staying there. Like that was kind of fun to see
Yeah.
as well. What would you rate this episode?
Oh man, like I said, this one was kind of just lukewarm for me, and it was easily the my least favorite. I'm not gonna say worst, but it's my least favorite episode of the show so far. I would give this one probably around like a 6.5. I mean, it didn't really have an ending to it. I know we've had that happen before in this show, but this one was really just kind of like he just took over, and then after that, it's like this one. I feel like this one would have benefited from 10 more minutes, and so yeah, this one gets a 6.5 for me. Sam, what about you?
Wow, 7.5 for me. Just solid, just a solid C minus episode. Nothing really standing out, but it was Claw and seeing Black Panther again saved that for me, from being a total 6 in my mind. So yeah, that's definitely what I would rate that there is 7.5. All right.
And so yeah, so make sure you guys tune in each and every week. We'll be covering the seventh episode next week. I can't remember what it is or what it's supposed to be, so you guys have got to make sure to tune in, and we'll of course be covering it in our very standard My Comic Life way.
All right, folks, this wraps up another great episode of My Comic Life. As always, we really appreciate you listening to the show. Hey, folks, good news. We have grown beyond 13 subscribers to our YouTube channel. We're at 15, Help us keep pushing that number up to 20, 40, 60, 80, even 100, man. Just click like on our YouTube page. We really appreciate that. It really helps grow the show. And continue to like our Facebook page as well, but also, like I just said, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. Also, if you have any show ideas, like you want to hear us talk more about video games, like the upcoming Zelda Skyward Sword, or any other Wii games or PS5 games coming out. Not Wii, sorry, Switch. Wow, I'm living in the past there. Taking it way back there. But no.
It is 2005.
Yes, it is. It's 2005, and I'm playing Star Wars Rogue One on the Wii. Sorry, yes, no. If you want to hear us talk more about Switch games or anything like that, email us at realmycomiclife@gmail.com. Again, that email address is realmycomiclife@gmail.com. And speaking of you, the fans, it's time for our weekly salute to our My Comic Life Fan of the Week. And this week it is Maggie Gordon from St. Augustine, Florida. Maggie, we so appreciate you liking our Facebook page and liking or subscribing to our YouTube channel. Maggie Gordon, you are our My Comic Life Fan of the Week. We salute you, Maggie.
Salute to you, Maggie. You live down there in them good old GTA servers of Florida, so good luck with that.
All right, folks. Like I said, this wraps up another great episode. Thank you for listening. And as always, ditch the herd. Be a nerd. Stay strong out there, my friends.